The 12 Sports Team presents the Binghamton Coaches Show. Only on WBNG.
Thank you for joining us for the very first episode and the debut of the Binghamton Bearcats Coaches Show. A chance for us to get to know the Bearcats just a little bit better and get an inside look at the Binghamton University.
We'll be speaking once a month with coaches, athletes, and administrators, getting firsthand knowledge of what's going on right here on Binghamton University's campus.
We're going to start off this fall with men's and women's soccer, plus take the court with the women's volleyball team.
So let's not keep you waiting any longer.
That's right. We start off our very first episode with an exclusive interview with the Director of Athletics, Eugene Marshall Jr.
Enjoy our conversations with the Bearcats.
First and foremost, Eugene, I appreciate you joining us, and thank you so much.
Well, thanks for being here, Zach. I appreciate it. We've had a great couple of years here, and just coming off our second Commissioner's Cup back-to-back.
Sitting here right next to us, absolutely.
First time in the 24 years that we've been in the conference. Emily Mackay going to the Olympics. Just great. 61 student athletes with a 4.0 GPA. I mean, it's just been a phenomenal spring, and we're rolling right into the winter. So, I mean, we're ready to go. They're excited. Our student athletes are excited. Our coaches, they understand where all roads to championships run through Binghamton, and they're embracing the challenge.
As you mentioned, all roads run through Binghamton. It's now one Binghamton. So it's a motto that you guys, both athletically and academically, are echoing throughout the campus. What exactly does one Binghamton mean?
One Binghamton means one campus. We're all together. We're all in this together. From our president, President Harvey Stenger, on down to us. In the past, it used to be the academic side, the athletic side, you know, down the hill, up the hill, athletics, everybody else. Now we're just one Binghamton, one campus, one university. Everybody's together trying to provide the best possible experience for our student athletes, academically, athletically, and socially.
Now, I know as we've talked, you've mentioned not just academically, athletically, one campus, but one community.
Yes.
Why is it important for you guys, especially this year, coming off of the unprecedented success that you guys had in 2023, 2024, to build that community?
It even goes back further. You know, Binghamton University is probably the biggest economic driver in this community. So we want to make sure that people are welcome on this campus. Part of that is inviting them to our athletic events so that they could feel at home. The support that we receive from the community has been overwhelming. And the fact that we've been successful athletically. We've been successful academically for years, but now we're successful athletically. So we want to be able to be great role models for the young students who are going through grammar school, middle school, and high school to say, hey, Binghamton is an option for you. Not just because it's your hometown team, but because we have great academics, great athletics, and our facilities are second to none. You'll have a great experience. So we can't do this without the community. We can't do this without the people on campus.
How far further can Binghamton go building on all of the success?
I think the sky's the limit. I think our coaches are doing an excellent job of recruiting the right student athlete that excels in the classroom, that competes for championships on the field of competition, and are great role models in the community. That's what we're looking for. That's what they're trying to get. And I think the beauty of this particular show is that at least each month, each segment will have a chance to update on how the athletic department is going, what we're doing, how we're doing it. Because I think for years it's been a mystery as to how we do things. Now we're very transparent, we're very open, we're very inviting to come in and see how we do things. And I think that I'm proud of our coaches and our student athletes for what they do.
All right, just finally then, as we get ready here to kick off both the coaches show and really kick off the fall season, what can we look forward to in the next couple of months, both on this show and here on the Binghamton campus?
I think some exciting competition, great student athletes, knowing that every contest that they're in, people are now coming for them because they're the two-time America East Commissioner's Cup champion, and because we've won championships in the various sports. So nobody's going to kind of come into Binghamton and say, oh, this is a night off. This is going to be a championship atmosphere because we're going to compete. Every game's going to be a championship. And that's what I let the student-athletes know when they came back early this month. And I let the coaches know. And as I meet with the head coaches, assistant coaches, I reiterate that we have to have our A game all the time because everybody's coming for us.
Stay tuned as we hit the court and speak with women's volleyball when we come back.
Have you ever seen this man before?
Hi. They're a tag team of legal eagles.
My name is Mason.
Ben Matlock. A duo of courtroom commanders.
Are you sure?
And they're both part of the...
Objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection.
Objection Connection.
Your witness, Mr. Berger.
Gotcha.
So put a little habeas in your corpus with Ben and Perry.
Weekdays starting at 9 a.m. on Binghamton's MeTV.
No further questions.
Up in the sky, down on the ground.
Is this your first time here? I can show you around if you like.
Why do they call you the mystery man?
I didn't know they did.
I don't want to lose you.
If you spend your time trying to control everything, you won't get a chance to see where life wants to take you. You know I'm here for you. Close your eyes. Picture someplace that you love. Where are you?
Sullivan's Crossing, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
The annual Chow Walk is back, making this the 42nd year of fighting hunger in Broome County.
Join us on Saturday, September 21st at any time from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. here at the Oakdale Commons to show your support.
There's going to be vendors, donations, and activities for people of all ages, so make sure you bring your entire team or your entire family.
Walk with us, donate, or just come for the fun. Every single bit of awareness can help.
And you can always bring a non-perishable food item to donate.
We hope to see you here for the 42nd Annual Chow Walk on September 21st.
And remember, it's not a race. I'm going to win.
No, I'm going to win.
No, I'm definitely going to win.
I'm going to win.
The Chow Walk, September 21st at the Oakdale Commons.
Chinese companies are stealing American jobs with the help of elite lawyers like Josh Riley. D.C. lawyer Josh Riley's firm helped Chinese manufacturers. They worked for an importer of Chinese equipment that sued their American competition, attacking American jobs. And Josh Riley became a partner at the firm, raking in cash. China wins, you lose. Elite D.C. lawyer Josh Riley has left us behind. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I am super excited to share with you a concert that's coming up October 19th for Suck Out Cancer. Opening the show this year, Binghamton's own Alyssa Crosby. Then Mr. Kevin Shelfott is bringing to you his Journey Experience. October 19th. Get your tickets now.
Suicide is never an easy subject to talk about, and it can affect any one of us. That is why AFSP is hosting its annual Out of the Darkness Suicide Prevention Walk. The walk is meant to create a dialogue and to show us that no one deserves to feel alone during a difficult time. So join us right here at Marabito Stadium on September 29th at 10:30 a.m. to honor loved ones who have passed and to support those who need us. For more information, you can visit afsp.org.
Women's volleyball started off their season with 3 games at home. The first game against Merrimack, the women came away with a win, but followed up with 2 losses to Toledo and Bucknell. The Bearcats then hit the road for their first away game at Villanova, where they lost in the 5th and final set. Following the loss, the Bearcats went undefeated in the Fairfield Invitational, beating Central Connecticut State, Fairfield, and Boston College to take the crown. This momentum hasn't slowed down as they have gone on to beat Hofstra and then won the Rutgers Invitational, beating Rutgers and VCU, bringing their win streak to 6 in a row. 2022 and 2023 America East Player of the Year, Svetlana Ilyeva, leads the team with 133 kills and is second in digs at 70 behind Emily Cronkite's 111. Freshman and 2023 America East Rookie of the Year, Misha Dlouha, leads the Bearcats with 58 blocks through 36 sets played. This Bearcats team, led by Coach Yaeger, looks to continue their success as they have 3 more games before their first conference matchup with UAlbany at home on September 27th.
Coach, I want to say first and foremost, thank you for joining us here. As mentioned, you guys are electric right now, 6 in a row.
Thank you.
What's the mood of the team? How's everything feel?
Oh, it's fun. It's so much fun. You know, winning is contagious. I always say that. And this group deserves it. I feel like this group has worked really, really hard. We do have a lot of new additions this year for sure, but the work that was put in last winter and spring in the off season, just the expectations for this season, it's all just kind of coming together, and we have one goal and everybody's on the same page. It's a really fun environment to be around right now.
Well, I'm sure it's been a lot of fun over the last few days that you guys have been racking up wins on the road. So let's talk about a couple of them.
Yeah.
Winners of the Rutgers Invitational and your first Big Ten win in program history. What was that moment like? What did that feel?
I mean, we talk about it all the time. This isn't like we just throw the girls out on the floor and it's like, oh, we beat Rutgers, who are they? We talk constantly about RPIs and the Power 5 and just big-time names and big-time programs. And, you know, I tell them all the time, when you play the Boston colleges like we played the weekend before and the Rutgers, and then we have West Virginia coming up this coming weekend, it's a very rare opportunity. We don't get to play those teams all the time, so they have to take advantage of that opportunity. I always tell them, you have the opportunity to do something great today, and that's up to you guys. Go out there, create the environment you guys want to play in, and let's hope and work for the result that we want. And they're very determined, and like I said, we're all on the same page with things. Beating Rutgers, you know, I told them in the locker room before we went out, I said, listen, if we thought beating Boston College was cool, just wait till we beat Rutgers.
Getting wins against Rutgers, against Boston College, how does this early season success help give you guys the confidence as you're getting into conference play?
I think we need to be more confident, especially like in each other, like to help each other out, because I don't think we're there yet. But as Coach Al and CJ always tell us, we don't want to be at our best right now. We want to be best when conference play starts. So we still have some time to like figure it out and work on that.
Well, I do know when conference play starts, one of the things that's different this year is you guys are playing every game here in the event center where we're sitting. I'm going to start with you. I'm going to ask you both this, but I'll start with you. Was it like being here in the event center for every game this year?
Oh, it's amazing. We're so happy about that. It's amazing to be playing in here and to see all the people like coming in. It's totally different compared to West Gym. Like, don't get me wrong, West Gym's great because it has free courts, but it's great for practicing. Playing in here, the atmosphere is totally different.
Coach, what is that atmosphere that you have?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to hate on West Gym because it was the home for this program for so long, and there's been so many good matches and history that's been made in West Gym, so I don't want to hate on West Gym. It is a perfect, intimate setting type of volleyball gym. Being in the event center is, like Misha said, it's totally different. It's a vibe. We usually play very well in here. The girls just, I don't know. It's something about them walking in here and just the lights and the arena and the seating. It's fun. And we talk all the time about, I never want the current players to forget about the players that came before them, because the players that came before them have created and have given them the opportunity to do what they're doing and how they're doing it and where they're doing it. And the amount of alumni that have reached out and said, I cannot believe you guys are in the event center. That was always a dream of me and my teammates, or our 2012 team, and congratulations. And the program's come a really long way, and I think it shows how much our administration supports us and believes in us and feels that we deserve to be in here.
Coming up, we catch up with Coach Marco and the men's soccer team when we return.
A new season of Survivor returns to CBS Wednesday.
Survivor's my mom's and I think same thing.
Take a look around. This is your community. Here we go. Survivor's ready. Go! That's how you do it on Survivor, right there!
A new season of Survivor starts Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Changing the way the world views individuals with Down syndrome and other disabilities is our mission here at Gigi's Playhouse Southern Tier. We offer direct, educational, and therapeutic programs for everyone, regardless of age or disability.
Gigi's Playhouse helped me to meet new people.
Our custom programs work towards advancing literacy, math, motor skills, muscle tone, self-esteem, preparing for the workforce, and much more.
Gigi's Playhouse helped me meet new friends and communicate better.
And I love doing the art and gratitude and I like cooking.
My favorite is sign language.
The positive and uplifting environment of Gigi's Playhouse will empower our participants to reach their very best, and our resources will help foster acceptance, awareness, and networks for families and friends.
Gigi's Playhouse is fun. I like to be here with all my friends.
Oh yeah, it was great, and I'm doing a lot of stuff. Great job.
And the best part, our programs are completely free. Cost will not be a barrier to achievement. If you'd like to join our program, come visit us in the Oakdale Commons in Johnson City. To learn more, call 607-217-4035 or visit gigisplayhouse.com/Southern Tier.
I love Gigi's.
Join the 12 sports team every Saturday and catch up on all things college football. Experience the top plays from Syracuse, Cortland, Cornell, and get an in-depth look of what's happening on and off the field. From live interviews to the latest highlights, join us every Saturday for your Southern Tier kickoff.
At Inside Edition, we don't just report the news.
There it is.
We go where the news happens.
Beyond the headlines.
It's highly contagious.
You can feel the excitement.
They were finally halted.
On the front line of investigations.
Why have you been terrorizing women here?
These are the stories
The miracle
that impact your life. Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7:30 on WBNG.
Bearcats men's soccer opened up their 2024 season with a bang. On the road against Mount St. Mary's, junior Luke Yates scoring in the 83rd minute to start the season off 1-0, which the team hadn't done since 2021, along with their first opening day shutout since 2017. They follow that up with their home opener against Lemoyne, where senior Charlie Caldor would score in the 83rd minute to seal the win for the Bearcats. The hot start would come to an end, though, as William and Mary comes to Binghamton and hands the Bearcats their first loss on the season. At Hofstra, a 2-goal performance by Anthony Randazzo wasn't enough to come away with the win. The Bearcats come back home to host Colgate, where they would answer the Raiders' goal a minute later to finish in a tie. Sitting at 2-2-1, the Bearcats begin their road stretch, where they get a win over Lafayette before heading to Iona. We're down 1-0. The Bearcats would come back to win in spectacular fashion. A Kalen Thomas goal in the 80th minute, followed by a clutch Luke Yates goal with 45 seconds left in the match, would push the Bearcats to a 4-2-1 record.
Head coach Paul Marco, senior captain Carlo Cavalar. I appreciate you guys both giving us a few moments here. About halfway through the season, I know we're wrapping up non-conference play, getting ready for some conference play, but Coach, just in general, what have your impressions been of your team so far this young season?
We've been in for about 4 weeks, and it's been a great transition to a lot of the new faces. Roles have kind of settled in, and the guys are playing very well right now.
Carlo, you are some of that experience being a senior, being a captain here. Let me ask just first and foremost, does this year feel different at all being your senior year?
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, with the senior year, there's always some connotation. You have the last ride, and I think there's a special sort of desire for me and other people in my class, and also some transfers that came in as graduate transfers to really make a mark for this one last year that we have, and it's definitely been noticeable, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
So, Coach, fighting these early fights, having these close games, going down right to the limit and then winning, how does that help prepare you for some of the battles you're going to have here in the America East?
You know, we've tried to set environments up like that in training where we tell teams you're up a goal, you're down a goal, you're level, you have 5 minutes to try to get something in the game, but nothing except, you know, nothing takes the place of the game. When you can do it actually in the game, you get more belief, and you can see that. I mean, I could feel on the bench late in the game, it's a tight game, guys on the bench are getting excited, you can feel a sense of, all right, we can do this. And it could be just the opposite of that, right? You leak a couple of goals late, now all of a sudden it's here we go again. Late goals against. But right now, we're thrilled for how the guys have responded to some adversity. I mean, a lot of people don't know we've had to leave starters home due to illness and injury. We traveled down to Hofstra without 4 of them. We traveled down to Lafayette without 2 of them. So I think the group is just who's available for today. Let's go get it done.
What are your expectations? How much growth, how much further do you think this team can come along as we get into the latter part of the season?
I think there's still a long way to go. Right now, we got 3 victories. Obviously, that's not where we want to end the season. And I said it before the year. At the end of the day, the conference play is where it matters. That's where you win rings. And now it's nice to have had good non-conference schedules so far. But then when it gets into conference, we've got to continue winning games and develop our culture within the team, the playing culture as well, so that we are even more dominant during the games and can really assert ourselves on the opponent. And then going into the playoffs, keep winning games, keep winning tight games if it has to be that way, and win a ring at the end of it. That has to be the goal.
And Coach, I know, last question for yourself as well, I know you certainly probably had expectations coming into the season. As your team's play and successes risen those expectations? Do you have new standards, or, you know, is it business as usual for the Bearcats?
I think a lot of it is business as usual, but I will say this year in particular, we've tried to focus on little things. Winning is an outcome. We've tried to take that pressure off of the group. Say, let's get more shots in these areas. Let's put more balls in these spaces behind the back 4. Let's minimize the amount of chances teams are having. I think the compactness of our team has been very good. We limit a very, very good Lafayette team to minimal shots and minimal shots on goal. I think maybe they have 1 shot on goal. So I think if we just keep focused on the little things, focused on our performance rather than the product at the end will take care of itself.
Still ahead, we hear from women's soccer as they head into conference play after the break.
It's fall in New York State, and you have to see it. Plan the perfect trip, or just jump in the car. Either way, it's going to be breathtaking. It's going to be an adventure you'll never forget. It's what makes it easy to love New York. Start your getaway at iloveny.com.
We're the Sven Squad from Svengoolie, part of Super Sci-Fi Saturday Night.
On MeTV, we're not in the movie. We're just kind of around the movie.
And after Svengoolie...
Holy clockwork, what next?
You'll see a Caped Crusader, Captain Kirk, Kolchak, and a collection of classic sci-fi. Ooh, the corpse in me is just dying to see them. Corpse?
And no one can talk to a corpse, of course, unless, of course, the famous...
No talking during the show.
Sorry.
Super Sci-Fi Saturday nights on Binghamton's MeTV.
The cornerstone of Investigate TV is investigative journalism. We want to get answers. We want to teach you something.
We always try to give viewers a takeaway, something they can learn from a story.
What is the solution here? Every story we air, we strive to be able to show that.
There are things that affect our homes, that affect our families, that affect our health, that we are learning every day from these stories.
Do you think people are dying?
Should this be better regulated? Should I be concerned? Do you recall when you became aware of that law?
The beauty of this show is that we have a team of reporters all across the country.
From very diverse backgrounds.
The public has a right to know. How big of a problem is that?
Should they be revoking these certifications?
I think viewers are looking for something different, something fresh, something that feels helpful to them.
And it allows us to tell the best of the best stories and show them to you every day.
Women's soccer opened up their season with a tough 3-game road stretch, starting off with a win in the capital at George Washington University, with Anna Buckwalter scoring twice along with a goal from Hannah Mimas. After a loss at Canisius, the women tied St. Bonaventure to close out their road stretch with a win, loss, and a tie. The Bearcats hosted Monmouth for their first game at home, which ended in a tie. Following that, it was back-to-back shutout losses to American University and Syracuse, bringing them to 1-3-2. A motivated Bearcats team then hosted Wagner, winning it 4-0 and seeing 4 different goal scorers, and followed that up with a win on the road versus Lemoyne. In each of the team's wins or ties, senior Hannah Mimas has scored a goal, as she has 5 on the season, while fellow senior Mackenzie Ryder has 2 goals so far. And Anna Buckwalter being named Rookie of the Week 2 times in a 4-week span, as she has 3 goals and 2 assists in 8 games. With contributions coming from both upperclassmen and underclassmen, this Bearcats team looks to hit their stride as they enter conference play starting September 22nd.
Coach, I'll start with you. I know we're about halfway through the season, got a chance to get some non-conference play. As we get ready to get into conference play, what are your thoughts on the team overall so far?
Yeah, we're excited to start conference play here shortly, but we want to make sure that we end our non-conference play on a high note. It's been a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of the results, and I kind of knew that was going to happen somewhat in season. We did graduate a good number of starters from our team from the previous season, so we got some new faces now and some new spots, but what's great is to see how people have grabbed those opportunities and done really well with their minutes. Hannah, of course, included within that, and we've played another really strong non-conference slate. You know, we played Monmouth, who's a perennial NCAA tournament team. We played Syracuse out of the ACC. So we always want to test ourselves. And, you know, we're proud of the fact that for the last 2 seasons that we've won the America East regular season championship. Certainly something that we want to aspire to again this year, and that's why we give ourselves some really difficult tests in the non-conference play to prepare us for our conference schedule in the America East.
4 goals already, 4 assists already. What's been going right for you this year, Hannah?
I think it honestly starts from the summer, well, even the spring. Putting in the work there, making sure the work is done over the summer, and coming into preseason will definitely help us all together play well. Definitely out wide. I think the midfield's doing a good job of finding us out wide, which allows us to get end line, cross the ball, and we're getting runs in the box, which is also helping us on the side. So I think we're all just meshing together very well, which is good. And like he said, Anna's a freshman new, and I think she is meshing very well with us in the midfield. So I think that helps our midfield out a lot, having her out there.
I know chemistry's a big thing with any team. We're still early in the season, early in the process. How much potential is there for you guys and the offense here as you guys grow and mesh and as you get into some conference play?
I think we have a lot of potential. Beginning of non-conference, I think we struggled a little bit, but this past Sunday when we played Wagner, it definitely showed that we have depth on this team, and there's a lot of people who can do very different roles. We have a lot of different goal scorers, people having opportunities, so I think that will definitely help us out in the future and in conference.
Coach, I'm going to follow up on that. As you know, Hannah talked a little bit about depth. Had a couple of injuries already this season. You know, how does that depth help you out, as you know you have people on the bench that can step in when the time comes?
Yeah, it's important to have that over the course of the season, and you know you're going to take some knocks here and there. And basically our mantra, our philosophy in the program is that the next person steps up. So part of that, we already knew, we talked about that in the spring in terms of, okay, well, this person graduated and was an impactful player, and that's what we want. Like, you should be an impactful player and you graduate, and then the next person does step up and then they take over. So we have that mindset already, and same thing when it comes to, you know, if there's a potential injury that could come down. So people have stepped up in their moments when the opportunity has presented itself, and it's shown on the field, and certainly we're going to be relying on that over the course of the next, 7-8 weeks as we get into conference play, because that's critical. You can't be successful in this season, where it is a compact season, just the nature of college soccer, without having depth.
All right, so then just finally, Coach, what do you guys have to do the rest of this season to, as you said, win games?
So for our standpoint, putting in complete performances, we talked about it after, say, the Syracuse match, where we had an okay opening 45 minutes, and then we had a really strong second 45 minutes. Can we do that over a complete performance for the full 90 minutes? And if we do that, we're going to put in some really complete games. The America East, within women's soccer, it's a very competitive conference. There's a lot of tight one-goal games. It comes down to key moments. So if we can take care of those key moments, put in a great shift of a full 90 minutes, that we don't have a drop-off in level, I think we could see ourselves, putting ourselves in pretty good shape as we get towards the end of the year, in terms of, being in the mix again for a conference championship. But for us, if we just come out, do the best that we can do, play to our maximum ability, okay, we're going to put ourselves in a pretty good spot.
Thank you for joining us for our very first episode.
Make sure you stay tuned every month as well, as we'll talk with coaches, athletes, administrators, and hey, you never know who might just pop in.